What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Pushing the Lines. After a much needed break, we are back. Give you the
We
sports
back.
talk you love, unbiased, unfiltered. Um, I don't know. Might be biased as hell though. So
This man still mad my team won the Super Bowl.
I'm not mad. I'm happy for him. He'll
What
be
am I
all right.
biased about?
Everything you talk about.
I tell you what, this first subject gonna let everybody know who biased.
Hey man, look, hold on, boy. Hey, let's go ahead and just talk about the elephant in the room.
I ain't one over here.
Oh
we
man,
waiting on you.
look, Nico Ava.
Hmm.
The transfer portal fiasco. Now, Mike said that I'm gonna be biased for the simple fact I'm a Vols fan.
You are.
I am, and nothing is bigger than the power T. Nothing. Coach Hyper
Oh,
said it, and he
the
was
big
right.
O, the big O was.
But my biggest deal about this whole situation, the more I look at it, is there's a lot of information put out there that you don't know what's real, what's fake. You had Nico's dad, Nick, saying that I forget what the guy's name from On Three saying he's putting a bunch of lies out there, this and that, and then a few days later, everything the dude was saying came true. I think his name is like Paul Nikos or something like that.
Hmm.
Um, Turned out to be true. So here's my situation with it. I'm glad people are getting paid to pay to play in college football, but you are on scholarship. The scholarship is what you should be honoring, not NIL deals. The NIL deals are to make life on campus and life while you going to school more comfortable. That's not your playing contract. Your playing contract is your college scholarship. You're getting an education.
You done?
Man, say what you gotta say.
I agree with you a little bit,
Okay.
but a NIL is a contract. A
Now,
scholarship ain't.
NIL is name, image, and likeness.
I know
That
it,
is
and
to get you paid off of that while you were in school, so things can be a little easier for you.
but you also have to sign a contract for it. It's a contract. So they should change. This
No,
is my thing. They should change the name from NIL to NILY for not in the league yet. It's pretty much what it is. College football and college basketball is a professional sport now, and we are more emotionally wrapped and entangled in our college teams than we are professional teams. So at the end of the day, what he did was played himself. I'm not mad at how Josh Heupel handled it. No one is bigger than the team, and honestly, I don't think that you should get 4 million per year. But if somebody's willing to pay you for it, why not? So this is my thing. Uh, Apparently or allegedly, he's going to sign with UCLA, right?
that's another misinformation. I mean, that may be true and maybe
He
where
has
it's
not
headed,
signed yet.
but the story was put out to Colin Coward that that's where he was going, and
Yeah, he hasn't signed yet.
it wasn't because of the money. It was because of UT's offense. UT's
Hmm.
offense was ranked way ahead of UCLA's offense, and actually, our offense could have been better last year if we didn't have a quarterback that was overthrowing his receivers.
He did do that a lot. But this was going. The thing about it is, this was going to happen sooner than later. And my thing is, the NCAA just need a salary cap.
Well, see, here's the problem. NCAA is finding out more and more that they have less and less power than they thought they had.
True. This is
Now,
why you should have handled this shit in the '90s when the old Bannon said something about it.
exactly. Now, here's my thing. I do agree that it needs to be more structured. Maybe have it as a base and then people get incentives.
Hmm.
But when you sign an NIL deal, that's an agreement between basically you and whatever company you sign the NIL deal with, and you have things that you have to fulfill on your end. like media appearances and stuff like that. Nico was skipping out on some of those.
Yeah, I'm with you. He doesn't deserve the 4 million, but what he seen Carson Beck leave Georgia and go to Miami.
Now his number is skewed. We don't know the exact number of
We
his.
don't.
It's just said that it was 4 million.
I'm gonna give you another one. You know who Darian Mitchell is?
Darian
The quarterback that transferred from Tulane.
Mensa, yeah, to do. Yes.
He's the highest paid college football player. He gets approximately 4 million a year.
Okay.
Nobody knows who he is, but
I know who
also,
he is.
well, most people don't. If you ain't really in it like we are, most people don't. And a lot of things you got to do, which is why I'm kind of glad that it happened. You got to take a step back and look at the history of the coaches, the schools, and the conference. College football is a money grab.
It is.
That's what it is. I know people say, well, you're supposed to honor contract. Nick Saban left LSU to go coach the Dolphins. Bobby Petrino left Arkansas. Uh, he left Louisville to go coach the Falcons. Lane Kiffin, you know this. Lane Kiffin left Tennessee to go coach USC.
Yeah.
So these things happen. But before you out there, Nico, you was in a good situation, and I think
Man.
you was making 2 million, if
Yes.
I am mistaken.
And Tennessee does not have a state income tax. California
Yes,
does.
Tennessee does not have a state income tax. You had a hell of a head coach. You got a good program. I'm not a UT fan, but you got a great team, a great head coach. He's recruiting people, and I honestly think that Tennessee is on the uptick. Now I know y'all don't have a quarterback, but he'll get that addressed. Josh Heupel, if y'all don't know, he was a former quarterback at Oklahoma, so he knows if it is one position he knows it's quarterback.
National champion and Heisman.
hmm He's fat now. Now, if you look at him now, you would think this dude never played football in
He
his life.
he looked like Bobby from King of the
From
Hill.
King of the Hill,
Yeah. Yeah.
he do.
He
But yeah,
does.
man, it's a situation. I hate it for Nico, but it's a learning experience. But I promise you, this is not the first time it's gonna happen. This is just the first time it was publicized. It's
Yeah.
gonna happen again.
Yeah. They have to find a way to regulate it because right now in college football, you pretty much can become a free agent every 4 months.
Yeah,
You,
most definitely. And the thing about it, man, we associate tradition with college football, and college football has changed and exchanged tradition for money.
now that's with now money part aside, that's with most things in life. We get stuck so much on what we traditionally do and what we're traditionally taught that
hmm
we don't necessarily want to evolve into something else.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely, and it's happening in every sport. We had this debate. If you talk about the NBA, the players now versus the players then, and how football is, things are going to evolve, and you have to evolve with it because if not, you're gonna get left behind. You don't
That's
understand how much I hated to see Nebraska go to the Big 12. It was a money move, and now look, they're a bottom feeder in the Big 10.
I
They'll never be bigger than Michigan and Ohio State.
I think
Not happening.
Notre Dame just showed you the blueprint of the money grab. If you are an elite program,
Go on your own.
go on your own as an independent, and when you get in the playoffs, you get that chunk of money. Right now, like the SEC is the highest paid conference,
Mm-hmm.
and they split everything evenly.
And you see, who is it? Florida State. Is Clemson? Is Clemson too?
Florida
I
State
know
and Clemson,
Florida State.
ACC,
They trying to move, I believe, to the SEC, right?
they're not ready for that.
They they may not be, but the fact that they over there, and it may not be just football. It could be baseball. It could be anything. But the fact that they are SEC, because a lot of people said Texas and Oklahoma wasn't ready for it. Oklahoma may not have been, but Texas, they took that BS schedule and went to the championship game, and look
Yeah,
where it got them. So you got to think tradition is gone. We don't have a Pac-10 no more. It's two teams in the Pac-10 right now.
yeah.
So I hate it for Nico, but lesson learned, man.
Well, I hope I you say lesson learned. I hope he actually learned his lesson, and he's at the age right now where he might have to tell his dad step back a little bit
Yep.
because they got greedy, they overstepped their hand, and here we are. I wish him nothing but the best, but nothing's bigger than the power T, and we move on. We gonna go
Yeah.
with what we got. Actually, we might pick up something out of the transfer portal because the back quarterback for Notre Dame just hit the portal. Steve Angeli.
I don't care nothing about UT. Go ahead.
I know you don't.
I'm
Anyway,
I'm, I'm my team name. Yeah, go ahead.
anyway, enough of the Nico talk. We got baseball back since our last show. Um, been putting in regular bets on that. Enjoying. I'm actually enjoying baseball. T-Mobile gave us the baseball package for the year, and
hmm
I'll sit at work and listen to baseball while I'm sitting there working and enjoy myself all day.
I enjoy baseball, but it's a difficult thing to bet on. Baseball whooping my ass, y'all. I ain't gonna lie, but
You say it's a difficult thing to bet on.
it is fun because it's so unpredictable.
The home runs
It,
is the hardest part to bet on.
yeah, the home runs it's crazy how crazy baseball is, man. But I promise y'all, it's fun to bet on, but you're gonna lose, but you're gonna win. But
I win a lot because most of my bets are on strikeout predictions.
yeah,
I do play the hit run RBI game sometimes or the total bases, but my main thing is strikeouts.
hmm
I mean, you could literally, if you know what you're looking at, you can look at the numbers, tell if the other team has played discipline, and get a good gauge. So I love playing that.
yeah. Baseball's been dope. Another big topic in baseball, man, is the emergence of the torpedo bats that the Yankees are using. Now
Hey,
they got other teams
other
using.
people are using them too. They just like to say the Yankees because everybody want to hate the Yankees, which I understand.
Yeah, me too. I can't stand them. But for those of y'all that don't know, a torpedo bat is basically when they move the sweet spot of the bat closer to their hand to get a bigger sweet spot so they can hit more home runs.
They put
It's
more
not
wood in the
illegal.
contact area.
Yeah, it's not
Well,
illegal.
the
Nothing
same
wrong with
people
it.
the same people that are crying about it are the same people who voted to allow it because you know they had to vote to allow it to approve it.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. Baseball is becoming a more fun sport. They're getting some of their fans back. Fans, as much as they say they hate the steroid era, that era pretty much saved baseball.
It did.
We love the home runs. We love the high scoring games. That's what we love. That's why if you look now, if you look at hockey scoring more goals. Hockey had their highest attendance in years this season. People gravitate to where you score more. Same in football. Same in
And
basketball.
and with gambling becoming legal in a lot more states here in the United States, it's bringing more fans to certain sports that they normally would not watch.
Oh yeah.
Like people will bet on a game and watch it, not caring who's really playing. But hey, I got to bet on this, so let me see if my bet gonna hit.
Yep. Betting is more popular than the sport. And a lot of people can't understand that when I tell them it's people that bet on sports that don't watch sports a day in their life.
Yeah, they look at numbers, trends, and analytics.
hmm
I mean, analytics is numbers, but still, mm,
I'm
yeah.
enjoying it. I'm really happy today. But I will say, man, baseball has been good. Aaron Judge he's going nuts right now. He's the only person in the league. He's batting 400. He's in the top five in home runs, RBIs. He's going idiotic right now.
Now you wouldn't have told me that Tyler Soderstrom from the
Lead the
Oakland
league in
A's,
home runs.
yeah,
Yeah. Hey,
and he batted 325.
you can't call them the Oakland A's no more. Do you know
Well,
what that you know they name?
depending on what you see, it might say Sacramento A's, but they just want to be called the Athletics this year because they don't have a true home.
They don't have a home. They just the Athletics. That's crazy.
So. With that being said, we'll move on from baseball. Stay tuned. We'll throw some stuff out there. If you want some bets, sign up for my winnable. I throw free bets out there, but I'm always give my VIP customers more bets than I give my free customers. I appreciate everybody, but if you paying for a service, you get a service.
That's it.
Um, NBA playoffs. They began 15 minutes ago. As a matter of fact, Milwaukee's down 8-12.
I that's that's why I'm doing my Birdman thing right here, man. It's my time right here.
I know.
NBA playoffs.
I'm gonna let these first little games start, but I'll probably put something in for the late game. Let's discuss who you think is gonna win each one of these series. Start with the Thunders and Grizzlies.
Thunder.
I think the Thunder's gonna I think they're gonna win it. Now, I will say I don't agree with a lot of the analysts that are on ESPN right now because a lot
Mm,
of those guys think that this is gonna be a quick series.
nah.
It's
The
not.
thing about this series, the Grizzlies is one of the best 8 seeds you'll ever see. Before they
Well,
fired their coach, they was in the top four.
now, here's another thing. They're playing a lot different than they were before they fired their coach. This
Yeah.
coach has them moving the ball around, sharing the ball. It's more of a pace offense than the grit and grind that they were used to.
I think this series is gonna go six.
I can agree with that.
And the reason I say that, Memphis has size too. Now Edie, Aldama, Jared Jackson Jr., they have size. Uh, they can shoot threes. I think the biggest thing about it is John Morant. He's not healthy, but he's healthy enough to where if you
He
watched
looked
him
good
last
last night.
night, he looked good. Now that when Scott Van Pelt uh, interviewed him, I guess they gave him a shot in his ankle. He said he couldn't feel it. That's why he was doing what he was doing. Because he caught that shit off the rim and he looked like old Jock when he caught that dunk. But they gonna
Now,
have problems.
now, while we on the subject of Ja, I mean it has nothing necessarily to do with the playoffs. I wish he would realize that the stuff, the annex and stuff that he is doing on the court with his little gun stuff, and now they
Mm.
told him something about the gun. He wanted to throw a grenade. His antics are destroying his marketability.
It is, but it ain't. It's destroying it with them, but it's not
Well,
destroying it
eh,
with us.
a lot of fans have cooled off on him. A
Oh
whole lot
yeah,
of,
sometimes it's
especially
unnecessary.
the young generation.
Yeah, sometimes it's a little bit unnecessary, especially depending on the city that he plays in. That's
Yeah.
another thing. He, he can chill, but I'm a Ja fan. When he's on the court, the dude he's spectacular. I think he's grown up a little bit, but he still got
I,
a ways to go.
I love his play style. Don't get me wrong. I just hate the image that he's trying to portray.
But I on the other hand, I say this, and we're gonna get into it. Anthony Edwards does it too, without the gun. He talks too much.
He talks, but it's not. He's.
So let me ask
I
you
don't.
this: if you was in a game, you was down by 2 points. Let's say you up a point. You got Ja. He shoot a three. He do the gun thing. Ja gets fined $50,000. Anthony Edwards comes down, dunks on somebody, and gets a technical foul. That other team gonna get a free throw and the ball back. Which one cost you that game? It's all
Uh,
context.
and you know what? I'm not arguing with that.
And let's say, because Anthony Edwards does have a lot of text. Let's say he's on his 15th text. He dunked on somebody. He talked trash, and he gets suspended for the next game. So now you just lost 2 games for your team versus getting fined for that $50,000.
I am not arguing that at all. You have a very valid point. What I am arguing is Ja Morant has already got in trouble for public displays of firearms in his videos,
Yeah.
which that is bad for your image, bad
Hmm.
for the league image. You've been warned about it, you've been suspended about it, but now you coming back with your gun annex. Stop and move in a different direction
He can't. Maybe he
because
need to be a spokesperson for Call of Duty.
he wants to be something he's not.
That's true. That's sad. That I can't disagree with you on that. But the sad part is I don't know why that's the word. They glorify that hood mentality, man.
You know, I've said this in a couple other groups, and I'm gonna say it again. I have never seen a player take on the personality of the city they play for the way John Morant does since the Detroit Bad Boys.
He can't help himself, man. It's I
Like
mean, he got to be
he
good at
act like
Call of Duty.
Memphis. He act
He
like Memphis.
he got to be the greatest Call of Duty player ever.
He act like Memphis. That's what he act like.
I mean, and he's a hell of a player, man. Like when he's on that court, like dude, you got it. Whatever
Yeah,
you want to be, you got it.
yeah. Now let's move on. We got the number four seeded Nuggets with the number five Clippers.
Oh, hold on, before we go. Another thing I meant to say about that series of the Thunder and the Grizzlies. Jalen Williams, the one that starts, the All Star.
Okay.
He got to play like an All Star in these playoffs. The Thunder was the number one seed last year. Yeah, Shaq can go out there. He can get you 30. He can get you 40. Hell, he can get you 50 if need be. But they need a consistent number two on that team. They got a lot of talent. When I say a lot, they loaded from the bench to the starters. Hell, to the coaching staff, they got one of the best GMs in the game. They
Now,
need consistency on offense.
now,
Defense,
if they
they
get to
got
playing small ball, that might take Zach Edey out.
it. It may, and they may do like the Warriors did in the playing game, and they just kept on doubling Edie to get the ball out of his hand. He became a non-factor.
Hmm.
He will get some rebounds, but he won't score.
We
So
got some
yeah.
bodies to throw at them.
Oh yeah, Hardenstein and Chet Holmgren, and these are not your normal big men. They can
Like,
dribble the ball, they can rebound, they can shoot, they can pass.
the other Jalen Williams is back.
The other Jalen Williams is back. Isaiah Joe, he's playing, man. I don't know if y'all gonna be able to say
Isaiah Joe,
everybody.
Aaron Wiggins. I mean, we got some shooters.
Yeah.
Uh,
Y'all got a squad.
SGA, he gonna drive the hole and try to pick up the foul. He gonna spend half the game at the foul line.
Yep. Now I want to see how that goes because it's the playoffs. Are he gonna get those fouls still?
They might play him tough, but lay off a little bit when he drive and let the paint take care of itself. We'll see. Now these Nuggets and Clippers. You got the Nuggets who just fired their coach. A lot of big names getting fired. Versus Clippers. Tyrone Lue's coach team. You got Kawhi back. James Harden is quietly playing very well. You got
Steady.
Norman Powell, who was pretty much a nobody the past couple of years. He's an all star this year.
Should have been.
Yeah, well deserved. So you got a Clippers team that's starting to click against a Nuggets team that don't know what direction they're necessarily going.
Zubac. Don't forget Zubac on that Clippers team.
Yeah,
Playing like a real big man down there.
yeah. He
The
earned his
Clippers are
contract.
scary, man. The Clippers are scary. They if Kawhi healthy, they,
That's the
I ain't
thing.
even got to finish the sentence. Like
They
they
got
can do
they
what they
gotta
want to
stay
do.
healthy.
They got to stay healthy. All of them.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what happens if the Nuggets get knocked out in this first round
Mm-hmm.
because they're gonna have a whole new front office. Well, I wouldn't say whole new front office. They're gonna definitely
New
have a
coach.
new GM because Calvin Booth is gone, and
Yeah.
then they're gonna have a new coach if the interim coach is not retained. So do they blow it up?
I feel like Jokic is one of them people that if he ain't fucking with it, he'll ask for a trade. He just gives me that personality to where, hey man, I gotta get out. I think he's just all about winning. He
See,
ain't. He just a stand on business type guy.
and that opens up another discussion. There have been several trade packages mentioned with your Lakers,
Yeah, I wasn't even gonna say nothing. I was just gonna smile and not even say nothing. But go ahead.
but I can see some legitimate packages that could be traded to Denver if they want to start a fresh new rebuild.
Oh yeah.
Now,
Oh.
if that happens, which Luca knows he's the focus of the Lakers now.
Hmm.
The Lakers are gonna love him like he loved Dallas.
They already do.
They do. They gonna give him the love and respect that he deserves. They already well, LeBron already knows he's second fiddle now.
And look,
He been
and
trying to be second fiddle.
I know these LeBron people. They may make a diss song about it. The truth is the truth. He's the second option now.
But could you imagine a team with Luca, LeBron, and Jokic where either three with the ball will get the ball out of their hands and get it to the cutting man or lob it to somebody and you don't know which way they're going.
You got three of the most instinctful, highest IQ players in the history of the game. If this was to happen on one team, I don't know how you stop that.
Mm.
Jokic by himself alone, you can't stop that. He don't have nothing equivalent to Luca or LeBron over there. But he got Aaron Gordon playing like Aaron Gordon is all star. That's who gonna miss him the most if Jokic was to leave. Aaron Gordon been playing out his mind this season.
I think they should have with the emergence of Christian Brown, however you want to say it. With the emergence of him, I think they should have tried to move Michael Porter at the trade deadline.
Should have. Should have last year.
Yeah.
And maybe they tried to, and maybe they asking for too much. I don't know.
I mean,
Something
sometimes
with that Denver team, it don't sit right.
well, with the situation with their coach and the GM, they couldn't figure out who they wanted to fire or who was being the childish one, so they fired them both.
Fire them both.
They set a good example for whoever's coming in that we're not going to tolerate the back and forth. Y'all gonna work together, or we're gonna move on from you.
And Mike Malone said some questionable things in his interviews that you know
Well,
got him up out of there. That didn't help him.
part of it with him was he wasn't willing to play Jalen Pickett, but he
Yeah,
wanted
he
to play
wanted to
Russ.
play him over
Yeah,
Russ. Yeah.
and he
Hmm.
was giving favoritism to Russ, the same type of favoritism he would give Murray or Jokic. Which, yeah, Russ is a Hall of Famer to be, but he's not that guy on that team,
Mm-mm.
and that
And he
didn't sit
has,
well.
he has his moments, but he's not that guy.
That did not sit well with the rest of the locker room.
Hmm.
So, Mike Malone, you made your bed, lay in it.
He'll get another job.
Now, while we talking about these Lakers and the Wolves, this is the series that I want to see. You say I hate on your Lakers, which I
Yeah,
do
you
just
do.
to aggravate the shit out of you, but
Hmm.
this is gonna be a good series.
It
You
sounds
got the
like you
Lake.
want to ask me something.
No, I don't want to ask you nothing. I just want to say that the Lakers in the past couple weeks have started to click,
Hmm.
and if they can keep the momentum, they will be dangerous. But you got a motivated Ant that's ready to ball.
That's
You
the
got to
problem.
have Julius Randle play better than he's played all season, and you got to have Gobert hold down that middle and not do nothing stupid on offense.
Well, that's the problem. If Ant don't do nothing, they ain't gonna win, and
It's
they
it's
know that.
it's on Ant's shoulders. If Ant doesn't do anything, the series is over. Ant is gonna have to play ball, and he's gonna have to get these other people involved.
Well, he screwed himself because Jason, the league knows he hates being double teamed. So you know they're gonna double team. They're gonna take him out the game mentally. They're gonna take him out the game physically. So he gonna have to get these other players involved. Jaden McDaniels gonna have to play like he played last year. Nas Reed gonna have to play like he played last year. I mean, like you said, Julius Randle. Julius Randle used to be a walking triple double in New York.
So who they gonna match up with him because Austin Reeves can't hold him?
Who, Ant Man?
Yeah.
They'll put Braun and Dorian Finney-Smith or Jerry Vanderbilt on him.
I don't think they'll put Brian on him. Brian don't play defense like he used to.
He ain't got to play offense. He's the third option now. Well, it's
Yeah.
playoff time now. So
Yeah.
those
Things might
you
change a little
said
bit.
you said the Lakers had been clicking. That's because Austin Reeves been playing like he want to be the number one option.
Hey, he been
And I
playing like he trying to get that contract that he signed.
yeah, he been playing out of his mind. I mean, if he's playing like that, the Lakers are hitting 3-pointers, and I haven't even mentioned LeBron and Luca yet. They're gonna be hard to beat. But I think the key to this series, I don't think it's LeBron, Luca, or AR. The Lakers got to hit their damn 3-pointers. Gabe Vincent, Dorian Finney-Smith, they gotta do that. They gotta hit something from the outside.
Um, Real quick, for those who don't know, we're using a different software than we normally use for our shows, trying something different. I just now found the chat. What's up, Smeezy?
Oh yeah, I seen him over
Yeah, I was like, man, I know somebody talking, but where they at?
there. Yeah, he over
All right, I'm going with the Lakers in this series.
there. Lakers in
Don't
six.
nobody tell Mike I said it, but I'm gonna go with the Lakers in this series.
I think Lakers in six. I say that, and I wrote this in my notes. Every game that comes on today, I think the series can go seven. It's not one. You can't. If you want to tell me the Bucks and the Pacers going seven, and you can give me a reason, Clippers, Nuggets, Lakers, Wolves. I forgot the other damn game.
Well,
Pistons and the Knicks.
we're gonna get there in a second. Rockets, Warriors.
That can go seven. Probably
It,
gonna
it
go seven.
it can go seven. I mean, you got the Rockets who were really hot early on, and they still play steady. But you got
Mm-hmm.
a veteran team that plays a lot better than they played before the All Star break because they traded and got Jimmy Butler, which Jimmy shines in the playoffs. It's to the point that they put Kaminga on the bench. He's not getting the minutes that he used to get.
None. I think the key to this series, I think, is who can keep the coolest head. Because you got a bunch of ticking time bombs on both sides. You got Dylan Brooks, you got Draymond, you got Jimmy, and at any given time, and a lot of people don't know this, Sengun and Draymond Green don't like each other, but they're going to guard and check each other. So you got it's a lot of hostility in these teams, and they similarly built. And then you got to think they're gonna put Amin Thompson on Curry. They've been talking about it in the news all week. Amin Thompson, he a hell of a player, a
Yeah,
hell of a player.
him and his brother.
And it made Udoka got these dudes believing like, shit, we the number two seed. We don't fear nobody. Bring it on.
Well, it was a big confidence boost when they got to the trade deadline and didn't make any moves for any stars, and they had a lot of people reaching out to see if they wanted to add a star so they could get some of the youth they had. They felt good about what they had and they're running with it.
They
It's
are a not as good yet version of the Thunder.
you have a team that had, I know it was a top 10 pick, which most top 10 picks this past year are on their team getting pretty decent minutes.
Hmm.
There's been in the G League lighting it up because there's not a spot for him right now on the main team.
Crazy. But that's just a testament of how good they are.
Yeah, they they could throw a lot of people at you and still be all right. You get one of the guys in foul trouble, they got somebody come off the bench that can play some quality minutes.
Hmm.
All
Don't they
right,
have Steven Adams?
Steven Adams, yeah, he on the
Is
bench.
he he's healthy though? He ready to go, right?
I honestly don't know, and I don't want to lie on live TV.
If he's ready to go, that's gonna be another problem.
Yeah,
Because Draymond Green tried. Now people say Steven Adams is the strongest dude in the league.
I believe it.
So and the way he built, I ain't gonna say he ain't. Now
Mm-mm.
Draymond, I'm trying to tell you, for you go out here and that's another person. We talk about Ja, talk about Anthony Edwards, bro. You better you gonna have to use you gonna have to use your mental, bro.
Yeah, you ain't dealing with Jordan Poole. You get knocked the
Mm-mm.
hell out.
Yeah, that and they really gonna need you this year. Draymond Green got to score. He's
Yeah.
been scoring, and that's what's been kind of helping Golden State be more dangerous. Going
Golden
to
State's
score.
moving the ball around a lot better than they were.
Yeah, the Kaminga thing throws me, man. It's kind of weird. It's like
Well,
I don't
okay,
know.
so that's Steve Kerr thing.
It is.
Steve Kerr coached the Olympics with the makeup of what he had as a team. An NBA champion set the bench for most of the Olympics because to him it didn't fit the rotation.
That's, that's
With Jimmy
crazy.
Butler to go to State Warriors now, Kaminga does not fit the rotation.
He don't. But you may
They
have to
don't
use him
they
this series.
they don't want to they don't want to pay him. I heard, um, but at the
Well,
same
trade him.
time, trade him. Yeah, should have traded him at the trade deadline.
That's what I'm saying. They trade him.
Let him go somewhere where he could be great.
And then too, Pajinski, he came on. Moody's playing better.
Quentin Post.
So yeah, Quentin Post.
I
I
didn't even know
get
who
it.
he was before the year.
I get it. If you don't want to play him, trade
Yeah,
him.
trade him. All right, we got the Cavaliers and the Heat.
This is that might be a sweep.
Heat might grab one. Um,
I
uh,
can't I can't see it. They too damn big. Bam. They now the Heat have been playing. Is his name Khalil Ware? Is that his
Khalil
name?
Ware, he's been playing the five, and they moved Bam to the four,
Yeah,
which was great for them.
that was good. That was good. They may get one, but Cleveland just got so much damn firepower. Hero and Bam and Davion Mitchell, the way he played last night. If they can
Hey,
get that, they may
man,
get one.
Mitchell
That was
balled
a
out
hell of a
last night.
game last night.
Mitchell balled out.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think Cleveland takes this one, of course, but I think the Heat they'll play good for about the first half, and then they'll start to fall off the second half
yeah.
unless Hero gets hot. Jaime Jaquez, he hadn't been playing much.
He haven't. Duncan Robinson either.
Duncan, I mean, you got some shooters, let them shoot.
I don't know what's going on, man.
Patience Bucks. If Dame comes back, the Dame that we know in game 2 or 3. Actually, if the Bucks can squeeze this one out today, I'm gonna say the series is over.
Are they winning?
No, they down.
Let me see.
33-25 at the end, almost the end of the first quarter.
Oh
But
hell.
this team is different. They've got Kyle Kuzma that came in. Chris Middleton left. Chris
Mm-hmm.
Middleton's on the end of his career and was not effective like they needed to be. Kuzma came in. He's playing more of a three than he is the four, which is more his natural position than playing the four where they had him in Washington. He's playing better. Giannis is Giannis. He's gonna be Giannis. Uh,
Always. You
Bobby
know the crazy
Portis,
part about Giannis, not to cut you off, since Dame has went out, he's averaged 12 assists a game.
yeah, he's a triple double threat today.
Mm-hmm.
You
But
got
go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
oh no, you fine. You got if Bobby Portis and Brooke Lopez can give you quality minutes, you'll be good. But Dane's got to come back, Dane.
Got to. And I know it was an anomaly for those that watched the game. It was meaningless, but Pat Connaughton had 43 in that last game of the season. But if they can get something, not I know they're not gonna get 43, but if they can get something out of him, if he's in the rotation, and another thing,
Him and Jackson need to do something.
him, Jackson, and I think Dame being out will help the confidence of Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma he's not a triple double threat, but he's a 15, 5 and 5 guy, if not 20. But I
So
think, go ahead.
here's a quiet move that they made at trade deadline around the trade deadline that most people don't notice. Kevin Porter Jr.
Yeah, when he plays,
Yeah,
he got people think he was throwing games, but that's neither here nor there.
I believe it. I believe it with him. I can believe it.
Yeah, he'll little throw it out. This Milwaukee team, man, it's not the team they won the championship with.
And the
Uh,
Pacers ain't the same team from last year either. I mean,
no,
it's the same people, but they're
yeah,
not playing the same.
mm-mm. They very athletic. They like to get up and down. They like to run up the score. And if Halliburton is scoring, they hard to beat.
Yeah. If you beat them on the boards and you capitalize,
Yeah,
you good to
you
go.
got you got to slow them down too.
Yep. The Knicks and Pistons. This ought to be a good series.
I think this is other than the Clippers and the Nuggets, may be my favorite series. I've been telling people I finally got my my recognition. I've been telling people about the Pistons for a minute. Kay Cunningham is the truth.
Yeah.
Like legit. He just in Detroit. You probably don't watch the Pistons. That man I'm telling you, he the truth.
Well, considering they've got a new head coach,
Mm-hmm.
which he coached the Cavaliers, who are the number one seed.
Should have been coach
They
of
got
the
a new
year.
head coach, so they had to learn his system, learn how to play for him. He had to learn how to what his rotation is going to be. And now that they're late in the season, they've actually been playing like a full team.
And they're starting to pick up the image of Detroit too. I know a lot of people think
Tough and
Isaiah
gritty.
Stewart is they gritty.
Yep.
They gritty, man. They gonna fight. They gonna be physical. They ain't backing down. They don't care if it's low scoring, high scoring. They coming. Jalen Duren, he down in the post. He
Uh,
ain't going nowhere.
well, I'm gonna say this, and don't take it the wrong way. They got some thugs down there in the middle, not the gangster thugs.
No, they play
They
like the
they
Pistons.
they got some smart big men down there that are gonna bump you, get you
Yeah,
out of your position, get under your skin, and make you mad.
absolutely. And the rookie that they got, he's taking on their image too, Ron
Oh,
Holland.
Ron Holland. Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you're gonna have to deal with him. A lot of people, me included, if Detroit won this series, I wouldn't be surprised. The Knicks, for whatever reason, they've been playing kind of soft. If you've been watching them, yeah, Brunson been hurt. Cat gonna shoot his threes. Mitchell Robinson has came back, but he look a little chunky. Let's be honest. Um, Achua, Josh Hart gonna be Josh Hart. He gonna have that. But they
He'll
just
triple
don't
double
have
threat every
that.
game.
They don't have that dog in them this year. It's not there. And maybe it's because they tired. I don't know.
I'd be tired too.
Because Tibbs run his players in the ground.
He do, and a few of them have voiced their concerns, talking about, hey, we need to get some of these young players on the court.
Bridges, he
Yeah,
tired. He done
yeah,
played every damn game.
yeah.
So that's gonna be tough. I mean, if this is a physical slow down, knockdown, drag out series, man, it's gonna wear on them.
Pistons might surprise somebody.
Most definitely.
Speaking of surprises, there will be no surprise by the Magic and the Celtics. The Celtics will take
Yeah,
this series because Jalen Suggs is out, but the Magic will play good defense.
yeah. It might be a sweep too. But since it's a show, and I'm gonna play devil's advocate, Jalen Brown has something wrong with his knee, and he's taking injections for it. He's not healthy, and it's not. He can play through it, but he's not 100%. If the Magic can get Bankero, the Wagners, if they can get going, they can make it interesting. But I don't. It ain't gonna go past 5.
Hey, you know what? If it goes 5 games, I'm gonna tell you a bet to take all 5 games, and you're gonna win at least 4 of them. Franz Wagner under 25.5 points.
So let me ask you a question, man, because this has been a big thing, and I think they kind of missing the point of it before we move on. Why do people feel like Jason Tatum is disrespected?
because he says it. He says he feels disrespected. Okay, so the run they had last year,
Hmm.
they won the NBA. There was no mention of him for MVP. Did he even make any one of the three All NBA teams?
Yeah, he make all NBA every year. He's
Okay,
an MVP candidate. He just doesn't do what Shai Gilgeous and Jokic does to get it. He's
and
always number three.
and then of course he felt disrespected with the Olympics.
I give him that. But they also said that he didn't when they ran or whatever they did that he shot and played horrible. But I'm still he's a world champion and one of the greatest players in the world.
Yeah,
It's the damn Olympics. Get Jason Tatum. I don't give a damn if he went 0 for 100 while he was there. You put Jason Tatum in the game,
yeah, Steve Kerr might not get that job back.
especially if you got Drew Holiday and Derek White getting minutes.
Man,
And the best player, the reason they are champions and on the team is because of him and Jalen Brown.
now I will say, um, Olympic basketball is a little different style than the NBA, so the
It
rotations
is.
are a little different. But you could have found a way to play Jalen. I mean, Tatum.
I don't think Jason Tatum is disrespected. I think because they say he's not like the face of the NBA or they go off popularity or whatever. I think it's simple. He played for the Celtics. People hate the Celtics, just like they hate the Yankees, just like they hate the Cowboys. It's not that I love Jason Tatum, but I hate the Celtics. I'm never going to buy a Celtics jersey. I'm never going to go to a Celtics game. They have a really, really good team, and it's easy to root against the Celtics, Yankees, Cowboys, and teams like that than it
I,
is to cheer
you
for
sound like a true Lakers fan.
them. I'm die hard. But you know how it is. You are a Titans fan. You don't give a shit about Dallas. You're not finna buy no Dak Prescott jersey. It don't matter how Dak present himself. You not buying no Cowboys jersey. You
The
just
only
not.
Cowboy jersey you would ever see me wearing is a Deion Sanders.
And as much as I love him, I wouldn't even do that. I get a 49ers.
Had it. I had it.
or Falcons or Ravens or hell I get a Redskins the odds. I get no Cowboys. But yeah, it's just you're in a market where people hate they well first of all they say Boston fans are racist, which
Hey,
that's
that's
for
been
another
going on
day.
since D Brown was there.
That's been going on since Bill Russell.
Well,
Really, but
well, you, you know, back when D Brown was there, he got profiled and thrown on the ground by a cop
yeah, most
and a whole
definitely.
bunch of shit. Yeah, Boston's
And
not a city that I want to go visit. Just send me some clam chowder.
yeah, it's it's just the fact, bro, that you're in Boston. You're an amazing player, but you're not. If you was on the Lakers, you'd be the face of the league easy.
You're right. And that's another reason I can't see Jokic going to the Lakers because he likes to keep a low profile. He don't even like to play basketball.
You know what? I really don't. I think he just be like, damn, I'm good at basketball. I guess I'll go out here and get this triple double and just
Mm,
go on by my business.
Man, he just setting it up where he gonna be good when he retire, and he can go on and be hopefully not remembered by anybody is what he's thinking, but everybody
And
gonna
I
remember
think
that
that's it.
man.
He'll move back to Serbia. Is he
Mm.
from Serbia? Serbia, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, he'll move back over there and buy some land and play with his horses, and you'll never hear from Nikola Jokic again.
never. All right, let's move on to NFL so we don't hold ourselves hostage today. Um, any big free agency moves that you like going on, or anything you want to say about free agency other than Aaron Rodgers' dramatic ass?
I don't even want to talk about him. He's a non-issue. Look, what do you think is the biggest free agent move so far? Because I think a lot of people are sleeping on this.
There's a few that
We
I like.
we ain't even had this discussion. Just give me your.
One of them is in my notes. I like that Joe Flacco went back to the Browns. He's
Hmm.
familiar with the offense. He helped get them to the playoffs. And Deshaun Watson is not going to be able to play most of the year. That's going to help them out a lot.
Yeah,
Um, I like the fact that the Giants signed two quarterbacks, which will help them a lot. I like the fact that Justin Fields went to the Jets.
that's my second favorite one. Everybody keep grazing over this one. I don't know why.
You talking about Westbrook Keenan to Miami?
Hmm. What's the one team in the playoffs that gave Philadelphia the most trouble? We scored 50 on Washington. We scored 40 on the Chiefs. Who did we play?
Green Bay?
No, we killed them too. Who did we play after Green Bay before Washington? They should have beat us. If Jalen Carter didn't make that play, Matthew Stafford throws that touchdown. I just gave you that.
The Rams?
The Rams. They lost Cooper Cup.
Yep.
They just got Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
You just gave Matthew Stafford a
Another
hungry,
weapon.
re-energized another weapon. If Puka now Puka got to stay healthy too now.
He does.
Kyron Williams got to stay healthy, and Matthew Stafford has got to stay healthy too. So this all depends on health. If you pay attention to this Rams team, they lost Aaron Donald, but I'd be damned if that defense still ain't lethal.
Yeah.
We was
Honestly,
telling, remember we was telling them about Jerry Verse, and we was telling them about the defensive line. I'm telling y'all, everybody talks about Washington getting Debo, and I ain't worried about none of that. The one team I'm worried about in the NFC this year is the LA Rams.
which is rightfully so. That's what I'm looking for though.
What you looking up?
Um, I was that was another free agent move, and I can't remember what it was.
DK
Um,
Metcalf to the Steelers?
you know what? I like that trade.
I do too, but now I'm hearing they may trade George Pickens, so it ain't gonna matter.
I don't think they will.
I don't think they will, but
I don't think they will. Now
it depends on what you can get with it.
they have to have somebody to throw to them.
If they can get somebody to throw to DK Metcalf, they may trade George Pickens.
Okay,
I don't know how they think of George Pickens over there.
they like him. Uh, they already nicknamed them the Crash Out Bros.
Yeah, they ain't played one game together. And then too, is Jalen Warren they running back?
He will be. They probably gonna add somebody in the draft too.
So it's a lot of. I was looking up something in the draft. They was talking about the Dolphins may trade Tyreek Hill.
No, 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 no. The GM said he would be willing to trade him for, but he had like an outrageous asking price. It was like two first rounders.
Somebody
That's
may give it to him.
no.
On draft, I'm telling you, every year we say something crazy is not gonna happen. Y'all literally gave us AJ Brown on draft night, and we went to two Super Bowls in 3 years for it. You never know. If somebody feel like they want, if they feel like they one player away, or if they feel like they can do something to change their franchise, you never know.
So you still got Amari Cooper out there in free agency, but I think he's washed.
I made a list. I don't even know if he's washed, man. I ain't gonna. I don't want to say that. I made a list. It was Amari Cooper. It was Keenan Allen, Asante Samuel Jr.,
J.K.
Justin
Dobbins.
Simmons, J.K. Dobbins, and Matthew Judon. I made a list of some of the best free agents that was available.
Still got
Asante Samuel Jr. has injury history. Is that why he's a free agent? Because he's
yeah.
still rather young.
Well, you know, I don't know if he was a style fit for the Chargers defense because that's what Jim Harbaugh's teams are built on,
Hmm.
and people who I thought would be a staple in that defense for years, like Samuel, Bosa, and Kenneth Murray. Jim Harbaugh came in, they're gone.
That was another big one. Bosa going to Buffalo if he
Yeah,
can stay healthy. That was good. That was a good move by them.
it was. Um, who else did they get? They signed Palmer,
Josh Palmer.
Josh Palmer.
Hmm.
I mean, that's kind of under the radar. Who did Stephon Diggs go to?
The Patriots.
The Patriots. Yep. Patriots are trying to build. Obviously, Drake May is their quarterback for sure because they went ahead and traded Joe Milton.
They did.
Which, if Dak don't watch out,
I spent. Hey, Joe Milton's good, man. That game, that one game he showed last year. I know it was one game, but he looked good.
well, my biggest thing on that game was not necessarily his gameplay, which his gameplay was big. It was his mentality going into that game.
Hmm.
Everybody wanted him to go in and lose that game, but because they were going to get the number one draft pick if he lost, if they lost. But his mentality was, this is my time to shine. Ain't no way I'm going in here and lose. I'm
And
coming. I'm coming
I
to
don't
play.
blame him for it. I don't blame him for it at all. Are you excited about Cam Ward?
I actually am.
I was until he said some shit. Now I think he on drugs now.
He was just letting you know where he was getting drafted. If you talking about his Fortnite stream,
I don't give a damn. You don't tell no lie like that. Hell no.
hey man, he building the confidence of the players he know he gonna be playing with.
That man said Traylon Burks a top 5 receiver.
Top four, wasn't it? Oh yeah.
I would have
Hey,
logged off that shit so
hey,
fast.
hey, I mean that's laughable. Now don't get me wrong. Um, Traylon Burks has tons of potential. Traylon Burks cannot stay healthy.
Mm-mm.
He has not had a chance to even show what he can do because he hadn't been able to stay on the field.
I just hope. I know y'all gonna draft Cam Ward. We're getting a new stadium. I don't want to hear this Coach Callahan come out and say it's a quarterback competition. We don't know who's gonna be the starting quarterback. I just don't want to hear it. I
Well,
don't.
well, my approach would be is we are drafting Cam Ward to be our future. We are going to let Will Levis compete for the job.
Hell no.
We are going to let Cam Ward compete for the job this year. Now, what they're going to do is they're going to get in training camp. They're going to let Will Levis try to look good so they can try to trade him.
It's Tennessee. I
It
just
is.
don't. I don't.
It,
Until they show me otherwise, and they correct and they treat. I'm going here today.
and you know what? That's
Until they show me in Tennessee that they treat a black quarterback correctly, I'm never gonna give them the credit of the doubt.
so I'm not going to argue with you on that because you are right. But with it being a whole new front office, you got a GM that came from Kansas City, where he's had Mahomes the past few years. So he had half a black quarterback.
Yeah, but that other
He
half
might
is
ha-
hell.
he might halfway treat ours right.
Hell, we had a black GM and look, he ain't. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Hey, hey, hey,
I am from here,
and you
and
see
I
he's gone.
know
You see
I
he's
make
gone.
I make fun of Titans fans because it's fun and it's funny, but Titans fans bring it on
You
themselves,
know,
not you, not you.
you know,
Just saying.
I wouldn't. This just crossed my mind. Now, what if the way Malik Willis played in Green Bay was part of what got them to decide, you know what? Maybe we have a GM that's missing some things. Maybe we should have kept Malik Willis. Maybe we'd be in a better situation. And maybe that got them looking at him in a different light.
Uh, it's hard for some teams to manage and coach black quarterbacks because they are not traditional.
You right?
Baltimore took it. Nobody wanted to draft Lamar Jackson. They said he was going to be a great wide receiver. The man is probably the best quarterback in the NFL. Regardless of how much I love Josh Allen, it ain't nowhere in hell he should have won MVP over Lamar Jackson last year. I'm sorry. If you throw for 40 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, run for 900 yards, and throw for 4,000 yards in the season, you no, it should have
Now,
been unanimous.
now Baltimore, they kind of a trendsetter in a sense. They were the first team to have an all black quarterback room,
Yeah, and it's just
and the
like
quarterback
Philadelphia.
coach was black.
That's what I'm saying. You got to learn how to coach them. It's just
Yeah,
like Philadelphia. You know Jalen Hurts ain't going to go out there and throw for 400 yards a game. It's not
nope.
happening. That's not what he do.
Every
But
now
you
and
went
then
out
he'll
there,
he'll have a high passing game because the defense dictates it and the game plan dictates it. But all he has to do is go out there and not lose the game for you.
and if we being honest, they went out there and built the team around Jalen Hurts to where he had to do as less as possible to be productive.
I ain't gonna argue with that either. You right.
That's just right. You had a running back to rush for 2,000 yards. You got probably one of the best. I don't know if it's better than T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. I can't go that far. Devontae Smith and AJ Brown, but they up there.
So why would no? I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish that. Then I got a question about your team.
No, you good. I was just going to say we got a defense that's I ain't never seen defense play that. I ain't know we was that good in the Super Bowl. I didn't. I just did.
I'm glad you said defense because that involves my next question.
Go ahead.
What name are you hearing for the first round pick of the Eagles?
I seen what you said in your notes, so I'm trying not to say that.
Hold on. What did I say in the notes? Because I don't even remember. That, yes,
Yeah,
that.
I'm trying not to say that,
I mean,
but
you can say it if that's what you're hearing. Because
well, no,
I know
because
you more in tune with your team.
you know they lost Makai Becton, and you know how we loves to build the trenches. So I seen that they was gonna get I forgot his name, but he's an offensive tackle. I seen
Okay.
that because you know they and then you know they lost a defensive tackle as well.
They lost Josh Sweat too.
They lost Josh Sweat. They lost
Walt,
Brandon Graham. They lost Milton Williams. They
Walt,
lost Darius Slay.
Walter Nolan, he could fill that Brandon Graham role. He could probably play the edge a little bit.
Hmm.
So I do see Walter Nolan being a possibility for them. But if you look at their team, they draft replacements is what they do.
Hmm.
Um, if they're set in stone in one spot and they know they got contracts coming up in the next year or two, they'll draft just in case they lose that person.
Yeah. Now if he drops, I also seen the corner from Georgia. You know he love his bulldog.
Hey
Uh,
man, you know that's the Philadelphia Bulldogs.
yeah. But another thing that you got to watch out for when I was telling y'all about something crazy is gonna happen on draft night. A lot of people don't know this. Philadelphia got over 20 draft picks in the next two drafts. We got more than anybody, almost double more than anybody.
They can trade and move around.
They may trade and move around. So you got to be, and also, if you haven't been paying attention, they're listening to offers for Dallas Goddard. So they may try to move up
I
and
saw
draft a
that.
tight end.
I saw that. Now I'll tell you, if they go with Warren
I would
from
love to
Penn
get
State,
Tyler Warren from Penn State.
ooh Lord have
That'd be
mercy.
nice.
I mean
But also,
he'd be right
you
there
can
at
make a
home.
trade with the Raiders. The Raiders are trying to trade Michael Mayer because, of course, they got Brock Bowers.
That would make
You can make
sense.
that trade. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's wild. Who do you see the Browns taking at number two?
Travis Hunter.
That's what I think because that gives them an option of playing him on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
Which I think he would start out at corner there, and they would play him some snaps on wide receiver.
It gets tricky for me when we get to number three. I think that's where opinions differ. Because if I'm New York, ain't no way I'm not drafting Shador. Just not happening for
I
me.
mean, honestly, you could always go for a quarterback next year.
Might not be good enough.
I know. Shadur,
After Arch Manning, presumably the number one pick, I know somebody's gonna come out the way, which is another problem I have. I don't like how they trying to talk down on Miro and they trying to talk down on Shador, but they trying to talk up Tyler. I don't know how to say his damn last name.
Tyler Slow.
Yeah, him and Jackson Dart,
Slough.
but that's
Yeah.
we
Well,
ain't even gonna
my
go.
thing with Tyler Slough is he's injury prone.
Yeah, he's
He
25 years old too.
his best year was last year, which yes, he played good, but he's had competition everywhere he went and he moved on. So
I don't like it. The reason I say that Russell Wilson is on the back end, regardless of whatever you want to say.
and
It's on the
Jameis
back
Winston
end.
is a serviceable backup.
Jameis Winston is a serviceable backup. You got young Malik Neighbors. Go get a young quarter. You may have a hell of a Shador Sanders Malik Neighbors duo. Apparently they cool. Apparently they talk. So apparently this is something that they wanted to happen. I don't know if Malik Neighbors went in there and said anything. Probably not, but it's something to grow on. You got a hundred, and Malik Neighbors is a hell of a wide receiver.
I mean, they need somebody to get them the ball. I don't know that Russell Wilson is going to be the answer. He wasn't the answer in Pittsburgh
Yeah,
because if he was, they would have made sure they brought him back.
they need to move up.
I'm talking about Pittsburgh.
If he can't go to New York, I'd rather him go to Pittsburgh.
It has been mentioned that that's a possibility for him. There's also been mention of possibly the Saints because Derek Carr is going to be out most of the year next year.
Yeah.
So I mean, those are good possibilities. I keep hearing Ashton Genty's name come up with the Raiders.
Hmm.
Raiders are most likely going to pick him up.
Well, they got Geno, so I guess Pete Carroll wanted Geno.
Yeah, I mean, Shadur Sanders is still a possibility
Yeah,
because
most definitely.
Geno signed that contract extension, but at the same time, how many years does he have left?
Oh yeah. So I'm with you, but maybe they're gonna extend it for two. Who other than Arch Manning? What other quarterback? Carson Beck. I don't. I guess that's why he came back to see if he could raise his draft stock.
You know what?
You got your boy that just left and went, Nico.
He is not. He is not yet a first round quarterback.
Nah, he may not get drafted. I'm trying to name quarterbacks who are coming out that may be something.
So let's see. Drew Alar from Penn State.
Yeah, Drew Allen. Yeah,
Yeah. Right now they got Nico as the second quarterback. I don't see that.
see,
Uh, Garrett Nussmeyer, I think he might be a second or third rounder. Um,
LSU.
yep. Cade
Yeah,
Klubnik,
yeah, I forgot about him.
uh, Sam Leavitt from Arizona State. Now, I think he might sneak up. Then, and I don't see a whole lot more.
Yeah,
J-
Milwaukee getting their ass whooped.
There goes my theory. Well, you know what? Think that's a good spot for us to close out this show. Go watch some basketball. I'll be putting some picks out later on. And most likely we will see y'all again next Saturday.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. We appreciate y'all tuning in. I'm in Area 51, as you can see.
Yep. His green screen wasn't working. I'm gonna tell the truth. I ain't even gonna lie to him.
My green screen ain't. I don't even have a green screen.
See, you be lying. But anyway, if you have any questions or anything that you would like for us to discuss on the show, hit us up on one of our social medias. You can also join our free winnable subscriptions to get our free picks, or you can join the VIP and you can join the Discord and join in conversation.
Before I get out of here,
Before
I
we get
said
out
I
of
was gonna mention it. I'm gonna mention it. This is WrestleMania 41 weekend. For those big wrestling fans, apparently WrestleMania is 2 days now. I didn't know that. It's on Saturday and Sunday. It's a 2-day event. Did you know that?
I did not. Man, I'll be honest. I have been out of tune with wrestling for a few years now, and wrestling used to be my Saturday morning thing.
I don't know shit about wrestling. The one thing I do know is the main event. John Cena went heel. He shocked the world. He turned heel on I think Cody Rhodes is his name, and The Rock is like the final boss. And Travis Scott, all that shit happened, and I think John Cena is fighting Cody Rhodes in the main event. I do know that, and the
I might
women,
mess around and tune in.
it seems like it's interesting, but I'm 20 years behind, so I don't
Yeah,
know what's going on. So I got a question for you. What is your most memorable WrestleMania moment?
WrestleMania. Man, I can't honestly remember it
I'll give
particularly
you one
being.
that you may remember. Hulk Hogan slamming Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 3.
I do remember that one. I do
Mine,
remember that.
mine is when the Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan fought at WrestleMania 6, and Ultimate Warrior won the championship. That was mine.
Yeah, man, I watched a lot of great wrestling back in the day, but I couldn't tell you what event it was unless it was a Royal Rumble.
Yeah. And amazingly, I have all the pay per views on a hard drive. I need to go back and watch them. Of course, you got Stone Cold and oh, I guess the most recent one that I remember, the Undertaker finally losing at WrestleMania to Brock Lesnar was a big thing. But it seems like it's gonna be dope, man, for y'all wrestling fans. We're wrestling and we're a sports and entertainment show, so I figured I'd shout that out.
Well, maybe
I'm
we'll
thinking
follow.
watch these playoffs games.
Maybe we'll follow up with that on our next show and see how it went. Appreciate y'all for joining in. See y'all
Thank
most
y'all.
likely next week.
Thank
Stay
y'all.
tuned to
Thank
our
y'all.
social medias to see our schedule.
Yes, sir. We appreciate y'all, man.
Peace.